Hey, it's Jim Ebert with Cancer Can Rock. Today we're with Brennan Loveless doing his song, How Much It Takes. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's a beautiful song. Hey, Brennan, how are you?
I'm doing really good, man.
That's
Doing
good.
all things
That's good.
considered.
And we have something in common. You are how old?
33.
Okay, I was 37. We both were diagnosed with cancer way before anyone should be diagnosed with cancer.
Absolutely, yeah, man.
What type of cancer do you have?
So I have colon cancer.
Okay.
Depending on who you talk to, they call it colorectal cancer. And yeah, it's not really a walk in the park, but I'm super grateful for how I've been feeling so far compared to friends I have had cancer and they've survived. I really feel blessed just the way I'm feeling right now, man.
Well, what stage was it?
So it's stage 3.
Okay.
Yeah, and I found out, on October 1st,
Okay.
2019.
Right.
Had to get a colonoscopy.
That's quick.
Yeah, and then 3 weeks later, just under 3 weeks later, I'm doing my first round of chemo. And so it's crazy. It's just a whirlwind of just going to a ton of different doctors, getting poked and prodded, and saying, "Okay, well, what's next? How do we fight this thing?" And so my heart goes out to anybody that is going through this or has a loved one going through this, because I tell you what, man, like I can't begin to think like even what my wife's going through right now. You handle it for yourself and like let's fight this thing, but you got loved ones going through this as well, and it's like, hey, we're in this together, but everybody kind of deals with it differently, right? I'm sure you can attest to that too.
I can. We actually got 4, 5, maybe it might have been 5 opinions.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? Because we weren't getting the right opinion right away. My third or fourth opinion was at Hopkins, and they gave me a year to live, and I was like, well, that's a crap thing. We need one more. So I ended up at Duke, and they said, we're not God. We don't know. We don't know how you're going to live. We would never be that vain to say you got a year to live. And they said, we're going to help you, manage it with you. We're going to say, okay, here are your options. What would you like to do? This is what we suggest, but if you feel strongly on something else, we'll do that.
Right.
And it worked, right?
Yeah.
We talked briefly about it, but I mean, just treating the whole thing with humor, not too much levity. After a couple years, it took me a couple years.
Yeah.
You were saying it didn't really take you that long to put it in perspective.
No, and I think part of that, Jim, depending on people and their backgrounds, like for me, my faith, there's a lot of hope in that, and so for me, it was one of those. I'm not afraid, like but then I think about my kids, I think about my wife, and how much you love them, and you're like, well, I want to be around. I want to be around for them. I don't want to go just yet. But in terms of thinking about myself, I'm like, well, I'd rather be the one going through this than my wife or my kids, right?
Correct.
And so you take a day at a time. And you have to stay positive in everything. You know.
And I 100% agree that a positive outlook. I've known many people with who go through it with doom and gloom, and it doesn't seem to work out that well.
No. Yeah.
Now I could be completely wrong, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
right,
maybe
sure.
your attitude has nothing to do with it, but I don't believe that. I believe you got to be able to carry it. I used to just laugh at it. I would do something like I'd be driving down the street. Where am I? You know what I mean? Because there was mania going through my brain, and I'd be 2 blocks from my house, and no idea where I was, and I'd just start laughing.
Yeah. I mean, you have to laugh at it.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I mean, the joke. I mean, I've made some doctors and nurses laugh nervously, like they don't know. Am I supposed to laugh at this? Like, yeah, no, it's okay. Like, it's okay to bring a little levity to it.
Funny you say that, because my second or third opinion, the nurse practitioner, for lack of a better word, was in first. And, are you feeling any side effects? And I said, well, I wear women's shoes and I sing like Ethel Merman every morning. And he looked at me like, you don't know what the hell's wrong with you. He looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like, I'm not giving this any weight.
Yeah. No, absolutely, man.
I'm not gonna do it.
I think your support system matters.
Absolutely.
Like, oh my gosh, we've had so many people support us. It's
I'm
unreal,
sure,
man.
I'm sure. But we're getting to do the song.
Absolutely.
What is the song? What is it?
Yeah, so the song's called "How Much It Takes," and it's a song about heartache and heartbreak. It was a friend of mine. He was going through this relationship and serious with this girl,
Right.
and then she's like, I don't really know. And so there's a lot of imagery in that where you feel like something's lost, like you go through all this pain in life and you don't really know how much it takes for something to bend until it finally breaks, and so it's not like it's like the happiest song, but I hope people kind of see some hope in that, because now that same guy, he's married, he's got kids, you know what I mean?
There you go.
And there you go.
Well, the song sounds great. It sounds beautiful. So I hope that lyrically can transpire
Me too.
the fact that
Yeah.
a battle, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, thanks for coming in today, man.
Thanks,
it's
Jim.
been great. It's been great.
Thank you, and thanks for what you're doing through Cancer Can Rock,
Thank you.
man.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.